So if you've been watching my YouTube Animal Adventures channel, you can see I have a lot of animals. I literally have, I'd say, probably hundreds of animals that I take care of. And some of those animals are Black Angus cows. And I have a dozen Black Angus cows out here. And they're basically of all different sizes. I have anywhere from this young little baby calf right here all the way up to my biggest bulls here. Not necessarily the oldest animal, but definitely the biggest animal. and so this week, you know, I was thinking, I think I have too many cows, and I was going to post a few on Craigslist. So I posted a few on Craigslist. And then, right after I posted it, I had a lot of people interested, actually. And I immediately took the ad down. And what happened was, is I realized I have a sickness in the herd. And it's kind of interesting because I went to this, I bought this grass hay. And the guy said it was cheaper than it actually was, and I was going down the road, and he's like, "Oh no, that's actually more expensive. I gave you the expensive stuff, and I decided to keep it for this load. It's super horse quality hay, really high in protein. And normally, if cattle have really high protein feed, they get the runs, the squirts. And everyone started getting the squirts, and you can kind of tell, you know, the rear ends are messed up. And if you feed alfalfa, it's pretty typical. You get, you know, poopy butts, and you got to get out here with the hose and hose them down. And I thought, okay, it's probably the feed. And then I brought a couple cows back from pasture, running them down south. And the time I really noticed it is I was looking at some of these manure piles, and there was a couple that were pretty red, which means you have blood in the manure, which is not good. So bloody diarrhea for adult cows is not a good thing. And it's pretty much going through the whole herd. So out of all my cows, I only saw like one manure pile today that was looking like it should, kind of firm. All the other ones are just kind of runny puddles. So I got to do something with these cows, and the easiest way to treat them actually is in the water source. So basically I got rid of all the water sources, and I basically went with just this one and just put a little bit of water in here. And they actually make oxytetracycline powder that you can mix in with the water, and it's kind of a pain. You have to treat them like usually about 5 days, and you have to replace it every day because it doesn't last long in water. So you put it in the water, and it turns the water yellow, and then within 24 hours the water usually turns red. I think the oxytetracycline breaks down, and so it's kind of a pain because you have to drain the water tank and fill it every day. The other option would be to get a whole bunch of syringes full of shots and run all the cattle through a chute and give them all a shot every day. And I think that would be a lot more work. And I'm thinking if the water with the oxytetracycline doesn't work, you know, I have a chute over here, and it might be time to call the vet at that point. Get them in here and run the cattle through the chute every day for 7 days and get an armful of syringes filled with antibiotics, which is not something that I would really aspire to do. And it kind of makes you think, you know, I'm kind of a budding, growing cattle operation, and I couldn't imagine a sickness like this if you had, say, 1,000 cows. And it kind of makes you think about the biosecurity of your animals. I see a lot of ranchers, you know, I've kind of noticed this, but I didn't really it didn't really click, is they'll have multiple pastures, and they'll have like 20 cows over here, and then a couple pastures down, they'll have 20 cows over here. And I'm like, what are they doing splitting up their herd like that? Wouldn't it be easier just to run them all together? And I'm thinking the number one reason, biosecurity. You know, if 20 cows get sick, you don't want it running through your 1,000 cows or whatever you have. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. It's, you know, I usually try to focus on the positive side of animal adventures. And this is definitely one of the challenges, especially with a lot of critters. I remember one time my rats were really sick and I was throwing out dead rats every day, and that was awful. And it took me a while to overcome that and to figure out how to treat them. And hopefully we won't lose any animals out here during this little sickness. But what I did here is I put down a lot of bedding, and I definitely want these guys to get a lot of rest. And they just need to recover and get the rest. So thought I'd give you this quick update. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.